If you have been scrolling through tech news this week, you have seen the panic. Sam Altman just declared code red at OpenAI. Salesforce CEO Marc Benioff ditched ChatGPT, and Google's Gemini 3 just crushed every benchmark that matters. This is not a fluke. While everyone was distracted by ChatGPT, Google was executing a master plan they built for a decade. Before we expose why Gemini 3 changed everything, smash that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. This is the most important AI story right now. Here is what happened. On December 2nd, Sam Altman sent an internal memo declaring code red. He pulled resources from advertising and agents to focus entirely on saving ChatGPT. Why? Because Gemini 3, launched November 18th, demolished the competition. It hit 1501 ELO on a leaderboard, first place. It scored 37.5% on humanity's last exam, the hardest reasoning test in AI. ChatGPT's GPT 5.1 only managed 26.5%. That is a massive gap. It gets worse for OpenAI. Gemini 3 Deep Think mode scored 41% on that same test. On visual reasoning, it hit 45.1%. That is double what most models score. Altman admitted they have rough fives ahead. Gemini now has 650 million monthly active users, closing the gap on ChatGPT rapidly. Sensor Tower data shows ChatGPT mobile growth has plateaued. The momentum has shifted. 3 years ago, Google declared code red. Now, the roles have reversed. The silicon advantage. How did Google do this? 2 words: custom silicon. While OpenAI and Microsoft rent Nvidia GPUs at $30,000 a chip, Google owns the factory. They design their own tensor processing units and pay TSMC only for manufacturing, no Nvidia tax. The total cost of ownership for Google's TPU clusters is nearly 40% lower than Nvidia setups. This is a permanent compounding advantage. Crucially, Google uses optical circuit switches. They use tiny mirrors to reflect light between chips, slashing energy costs and latency. This infrastructure lasts decades while competitors replace theirs every few years. When AI becomes a commodity, the lowest cost per token wins. Google can offer Gemini at prices that would bankrupt OpenAI. They can bundle it for free, subsidized by their advertising money printer. Silicon is half the story. The other is data. The open web collapsed in 2025. Publishers blocked AI crawlers, but Google owns YouTube and search. YouTube holds the video data needed for world models. Google treats this as exclusive. OpenAI cannot scrape it without massive legal liability. As scrutiny tightens, competitors lose access. Then there's search. Gemini queries the live web using Google's ranking algorithms. Publishers can block ChatGPT with zero consequences, but if they block Googlebot, they disappear from search and lose all traffic. Google weaponized their monopoly to guarantee perpetual data access. None of this matters without users. This is the knockout blow. Android has 70% global market share. Google is baking Gemini directly into Android 16. It runs on-device and sees your screen across any app. ChatGPT is sandboxed and cannot do that. Google pushed Gemini to billions of users with a software update. Instantly, the most deployed AI in the world. Chrome has 65% browser market share. Workspace has 3 billion users. Google is normalizing AI through free surfaces. Here is the brutal truth. OpenAI burns billions in losses and depends on external funding. If investor sentiment turns, they're in trouble. Google generates $20 billion in free cash flow per quarter. They funded this entire war from operations. No debt, no dilution. The Stargate supercomputer Microsoft is planning requires 5 gigawatts of power and massive debt. Google's modular architecture scales fluidly with far less risk. Sam Altman's code red proves it. The tides have turned. Gemini 3 crushed the benchmarks. The AI bubble will burst, but Google is not the balloon. Google is the needle. Does this change how you think about the AI race? Let us know in the comments. Smash that like button, subscribe for more brutally honest tech deep dives, and share this with anyone who thinks OpenAI already won. We will see you in the next one.